The Oregon Bureau of Labor and Industries announced on Monday that the owners of the bakery Sweet Cakes by Melissa violated a state non-discrimination ordinance when they refused to sell a wedding cake to a lesbian couple. So now they may have to pay the couple as much as $150,000, even though that number is not concrete yet. There's going to be a future hearing where they give the specific number, but we do know now that they're going to have to pay something. So this is the bakery that spoke at the Values Voters Summit last year, and when they did, this happened.
For me personally, when I would sit down with them, I just would want to know everything about her wedding, and I'd want to know about her flowers, her dress, the centerpieces, her colors, the way her hair was going to be. I wanted to see her ring. I even would talk about, where are you going on your honeymoon? And I would use all this information to help me design the perfect cake that reflected them as a couple. Sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. It just really touches my heart. But anyways, I would sit with them and I would sit and sketch up designs, and sometimes it would take, several different designs until we got the perfect cake that just matched them. And sometimes it would take 2 hours of sitting in a cake tasting. And if they chose me to do their cake, I'm sorry. I would just feel so honored to be able to be a part of such an amazing, special day.
So conservatives pounced on this situation and tried to frame it like she's the victim. She cried, therefore she's the victim. The argument is she was discriminated against, which is interesting because she's the one that did the discriminating. She's the one that said, I'm not going to give you a cake because you're gay. So I want every anti-gay bigot out there to watch this and soak it in. Watch that part where she cries and watch it over and over and over because they went bankrupt because of this. And what you just saw was the equivalent of people saying they don't want to serve black couples at a diner and then crying when they get fined over it. I have zero sympathy for her. I have zero sympathy. In fact, I celebrate that fine. I celebrate the fact that they went out of business. Because here are the rules. They're very simple. You could either play by the game or don't have a business. The rules are you don't get to discriminate based on arbitrary standards that people cannot help. So, for example, you cannot say, I'm kicking you out of my restaurant or my bakery because you're a woman. I'm kicking you out because you're Chinese and I don't like Chinese people. I don't like whatever your nationality is, so I'm not going to serve you, you Turkish person or Somalian person or Middle Eastern person or black person. You can't kick somebody out because of gender, nationality, religion. You can't kick somebody out because of race. And you cannot kick somebody out because of sexual orientation. And I need you to understand the reasoning behind it. The reasoning behind it is you're taking something that's totally subjective and you're substantively affecting the life of another person as a result of it. So that's like saying, you might as well say, hey, if you have fingernails that are slightly too long, I'm kicking you out, or if you have blue eyes, I'm not going to serve you here. And just imagine a situation where that could be a fatal decision, or that could be a decision that affects somebody's life in such a negative way that they can't recover from it. So here's just one example. If you're a black family in Alabama in 1957 and your car breaks down and you happen to be in a white area of the county and every single one of the gas stations refuses to tow your car or do the necessary mechanic work because you're black, well, what happens? It's 103 degrees outside, you're with your entire family, there's nobody that you can get in touch with to help you, and there's nobody nearby who actually is willing to not discriminate against you because of your race. What happens? We know how devastating that could be. Look, if you're a gay couple and you're in Oregon, the argument of, well, just go to another bakery. Really? And what if in this particular area, it's a conservative area, and they would have to drive 150 miles in order to get to a place where there's a bakery that would serve them? How about that? Have you thought about that? You're still allowed to kick somebody out of your store or refuse service if they come in and they knock down the shelves, or if they start screaming curse words, or if they're belligerent, or if they're violent. Of course you can kick somebody out for those reasons. All we're saying is you can't discriminate against somebody because of arbitrary reasons. And what these guys are doing is they're flipping the situation. They're saying, oh, we discriminated against them, but allow our discrimination, right? But now they're crying like they're the ones being discriminated against. No, you're not being discriminated against. You're being justly punished for the fact that you discriminated against the gay people. So the best way to try to comprehend this and to try to wrap your mind around this is just take out gay, put in interracial. Take out gay, put in black. If there was a business that a diner that refused to serve black people because that's our beliefs. We're Christian. In the Bible it says that you should keep the tribes separate. There is justification for racism in the Bible. The Bible bans interracial marriage. So if there was an argument, that was the argument. Religious freedom, I just don't want to serve no damn interracial couples in my establishment. Well, if that happened today, that person will be slapped with a discrimination lawsuit and they would lose 100% of the time. Why the fuck should it be different if we're talking about gay people? It shouldn't be different. If somebody's born a certain way and you're going to make them second-class citizens officially because of something that's beyond their control, you're the bad person, you're the one that's discriminating, you're the one that's intolerant, you're the one that's a bigot, and you should be fined.